Hey, what is up guys? Akarsh here back with another video. Today we are going to make an ESP32 based GPS tracker which includes an OLED display. So this is what we are going to make. This is the ESP32 5 beetle board from DF Robot. This is the GPS module that we are using to track our location. Then there's this OLED display which shows the number of satellites we are connected to, the latitude, the longitude, and the altitude. We also have this button using which you can circulate through menus to see your speed, your absolute altitude, your relative altitude, and then you can change the relative altitude to 0. You can calibrate it to 0 as well. So there you go. That is what we are going to make today. This project has many possibilities. You can put it in your car and connect it to your 4G module, connected to Wi-Fi, see your car moving real time, and many things. So stay tuned if you're interested in making this. I order all my PCBs from glcpcb.com. They offer 10 PCBs for $2 only. They also offer quick turnaround time and can produce PCBs as fast as within 24 hours. To design PCBs, you can head over to EasyEDA and then generate Gerber files for your project. Now head over to glcpcb.com, upload your Gerber files and get the PCBs manufactured for cheap. They are currently also offering discounts on shipping. So I prototyped the circuit on a breadboard and I used all the parts which I'll explain right now. And we can see that this is working fine. So we see latitude, longitude, altitude. Starting with the circuit diagram. So basically the main parts that we are using is firstly the ESP32, that is the 5 beetle board from DF Robot, and that is the main microcontroller that we are using. For the GPS module, we are using this GPS module from Reax. So before starting this project, I also tried this cheap module, GPS module from uBlocks. So this is, I guess, a $5-6 board which I found on AliExpress, but I struggled and didn't really get this to work. I bought another one as well, but that didn't work too. I'm not sure what was wrong with it. So I bought this and this worked fine in the first time, which really impressed me. Apart from that, I'm using this OLED display that is pretty normal. We'll use a switch. So moving on to the circuit diagram. Firstly, let's understand the GPS module, which is like the main thing in our project this time. The GPS module here, or in general, even the GPS module from uBlocks is a UART based module. So UART means, so this is a UART based module. So this has a couple of pins, RX and TX. Mostly you will not use RX because this you might not send data into the GPS module. Simply the GPS module transmits the location data to through using the TX pin to the microcontroller that we're using. In our case, we are using a software or a hardware serial that you may say. So that is the second serial port of the ESP32, which we'll use to read the data from the GPS module. And the data will go from the transmitter pin over here. Now the data from GPS module is not like in a random format like you see latitude, longitude and all that. The data goes in an NEMEA format. So I'll put in a screenshot over here of the data that goes, so you can take a look at it. It's a complex way of arranging the data, but it's a very good and efficient way to organize the data. There are many NEMEA decoders online, so which you can put in directly this code on that decoder and you'll find you'll find the exact location on a map, which are pretty good tools. So we have to decode the NEMEA of code on the ESP32, which our code will do for us, and the ESP32 is quite powerful and able to do this. And apart from that, we'll use an OLED display over here which will display all the stats as showed on our prototype. And then there's the switch, which I have done in the prototype as well. When you short press the switch, the display changes and shows different stats, which we'll see later in the demo. When we long press it, it's like for calibration and all. So it's a single press switch which goes to iOS 0 and the other side of the switch goes to ground. We talked about this UART connection. Then the OLED display is an I2C display, which is a pretty common one. You'll find it like anywhere for cheap. So the SCL and the SDA pins goes to the A4 and the IO4 of the ESP32 Fire Beetle board. So this has a different pinout naming thing. So that is how it goes over here. And obviously all three modules get connected to the power. After I breadboarded this circuit, I converted into a PCB which I got manufactured from JLC PCB. So we got this PCB from here. So this is the PCB that we have obtained. I added a prototyping area as always in my projects apart from the main PCB. And yeah, so this is the PCB that we have got. Now this PCB is like a very small PCB. As we are talking about power, you can like add in a battery like this, which I used in a previous project of mine. So I did this project. I'll link that video over here. If you haven't watched that, watch it. I suggest it. And like this is, we can break this off. So I'll do it right now. So it goes something like this. So it's so easy. If you don't want to use this, you can just remove it. And that is the size. You can put it over here. So we'll solder this, we'll solder headers for this so that all this can fit over here, and we'll get back. So there we have it, guys. So I didn't directly solder any of the components to the board, as I like to reuse my components. So I soldered these female headers on which I can plug these boards onto, and there's this switch that I soldered. So this is a very simple PCB. Right now I'll be using like power supply from a USB cable from my power bank or a USB brick or something. But I suggest you using a lithium ion battery to expand your project, as the DF robot board, the ESP32 board has onboard battery monitoring and charging system, that is the TP4056 if I'm not wrong. Then there's this connector, you can connect your battery directly to it. It takes care of all your charging, discharging and all that good stuff on the board itself. So that is the plus of this board. So firstly we'll attach these components onto the PCB. Firstly we'll align this, and I've made these diagrams. So we have this ESP32 somewhat like over here, so we can align that. Also the white square, which is very prominent on the modules on the Fire Beetle series. So it goes like this, and then we have the GPS module, which is this one, will go over here. And finally we have the OLED module, which comes over here. So this is so it took us 15 seconds to build this, to assemble this maybe. So this is what it looks like right now, because we have put everything on headers, that's why it is a little bit more thicker. But if you solder every component directly on the PCB, then it will be thinner and you can add more things as well. So now as we have our hardware ready, we'll plug in the USB cable from my laptop. So there it is into the board, and we see that the power comes on the GPS module, but there's nothing on the OLED because no code is there obviously. So we'll program this. So let's move on to the computer now. So I've uploaded all the code that I've used in my project on my GitHub profile. So I'll add a link in the description below to the repository for the same, and you must download the repository to make your own project as well. Now open the code on Arduino IDE. Then actually there's no changes to be made this time in the code. You can directly go to the tools menu, you can select your board and the correct COM port, and then you can hit the upload button while your board is connected. There's no absolute need of hitting any GPIO buttons or reset buttons or anything like that. Let's wait for the code to upload and let's move back to the bench. So as soon as your code gets uploaded, the OLED display will get to life and you'll see some stats over here. You might not necessarily directly see the data incoming on the thing, and the satellite count will be 0 because GPS takes some time to connect to the satellite, especially when you're indoors. So I'll suggest you try this experiment outdoors. My module has been running for like good 5 minutes before I started shooting for this video, so that's why it has latched its signals with the GPS satellites. More about GPS satellites, it's like you need minimum 4 to 5 satellites for a proper location, like for a latitude, longitude and altitude of your GPS module. And GPS signals are pretty weak and low powered, so that's why having GPS indoors is not very efficient. But yes, it works sometimes if you have a good GPS module. So back to the project. As soon as we program the module, so we can see that there's data on the display. So firstly there's the satellite count, then there's the latitude, longitude, and the altitude. The altitude might not be correct, but I'm not sure from where it's calibrated from. But now the thing is that we have to press for the menu, this button. So when we so there are two types of presses that the code detects. It's one is the short press, which firstly will show you your speed. Now that is the absolute altitude, and then we have the relative altitude. Now when you long press this button, so when I long press this button, this relative altitude can be set to 0. Now I saw a problem that this increases. I'm not sure why, but yeah, that happens. Now it's like a cycling menu. So it comes back to the home page. Then there's again the speed. So that is the main thing. So this is basically reading the GPS data coming from the GPS module, putting it onto the ESP32 now, and then putting it onto the OLED. So this is a basic project on this. I found this code online somewhere. If I find that, I'll link it down in the video description below, along with all the other things I've used in the video, other files that might be necessary for the project. I'll link that down in the description below. So I did a minor changes in the code and made it like this, and you can like add many things on top of this to make it according to your project. So this is like a basic example. I'll also add the PCB files, so we made this as well. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't till now. Also hit the bell icon to stay notified. This is Akash signing off.